1000.
Buck dance, wing dance, will be a back number. But the Charleston, the new Charleston, that dance is surely a combo.
Hi, I'm Simsie. I play guitar and bass whenever I felt like it.
I'm Jamie and I played drums or hit things depending on how you choose to look at it.
In April 2004, I left my old band, the Dangerfields, and wanted something else to do. I wanted things that were short, fast, snappy, to the point, pop punk, punk rock. So I ended up getting in touch with another guy. His name was Dave Snowden. He played bass, and I asked him if he knew any drummers. So one day I went to Bangor. Dave said he knows a guy, so I hopped in the car with this guy that I've never met before. And yeah, that's how Numskull started.
You made my brain hurt today. Let's go.
I didn't really waste much time whenever I got the band started. I sort of got carried away and booked the first gig about a week after we practiced for the first time. So it all sort of went downhill from there.
Can't get the feeling that you got it had enough. Just get understand what I can do what you say. You made my brain.
I just started listening to a lot of Screeching Weasel and the Queers and stuff like that. I never really liked punk rock or anything like that. I never got into it until I really started Numskull. I saw punk rock as a sort of way to have some fun, joke around a wee bit.
My name's I am a yes, I am a complete and utter.
I think what happened was Dave gave me a CDR with a couple of sort of acoustic Numskull demos on it.
Yeah, my first songs were recorded in a 4-track.
Which was incredibly funny because they were so slow.
They were really slow. We've got a song called Lembrain, and it is the fastest song you have ever heard. The vocals on it are really, really, really short and snappy. It's like some sort of twisted, sadistic tongue twister. And but the first version of it was like, "You're lame brain and you're full of shit and you really gotta know that." But the actual version of it was about 1,000 times faster.
Yeah, I put an end to that.
The first gig was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. We didn't really know what we were doing. I always get these pre-gig jitters for the first gig. I generally have them for the first gig and never have them again. So whenever I do have them for the first gig, they're absolutely insane. So yeah, went on stage, started jumping around, having a good time, and then the button that holds my strap onto my guitar flew across the room. My guitar plummeted to the ground, and we actually had about 150 people at that gig, and that was a complete embarrassment.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dave was in the band for around 10 months. What happened was I went back to the Dangerfields for a tour, and we needed a bass player. So I said, okay, right, I can't do all the gigs in the tour. I will do a few of them, fly back home, send another guitarist out if he's free, and we'll deal with it that way. So yeah, we needed a bass player, so Dave ended up doing it for the Dangerfields as well. So went off and did that tour. I came back home. Dave decided that he wanted to stay on the road with the Dangerfields. Fair enough, he was playing some pretty decent gigs and we only had 1 or 2 Numskull gigs to do. But yeah, he went off and did that. And we played another couple of gigs with Mark from another band called the Scudampoles. It ended up with the Scudampoles being down a bass player and Numskull being down a bass player. You know, eventually we caved into peer pressure, and
Like we always do.
And yeah, just called it Numskull. So that's how the second version of Numskull really took full. On New Year's Eve 2008, we all sat down together.
Yeah.
hammered. And we sort of decided, right, what are we going to do? These bands just don't sound the same anymore. John's writing different songs to mine. I'm writing different songs to John's. But I was sort of in a slump. I couldn't write any songs because I sort of felt that the songs that I was writing sounded too different to what Numskull ended up sounding like, you know? I wasn't really happy that Numskull sounded like two different bands. And
You just sort of wanted an outlet?
I really did, yeah, because my songs, I sort of had them, but they weren't working. Weren't going to work with Numskull, which was a pity.
And you had a bunch of new ones as well?
Yeah, a ton of new songs. That's why I sort of went off and did that other thing. So they weren't really too keen on me being in Numskull as well. You know, as far as they was concerned, I was going to split Numskull up. So I was getting a lot of pressure from them. They're going, they don't want me to be number 2 to them, you know. They want to make sure that I'm number 1 to them. But I always felt as if Numskull was what I wanted to do. But I was completely screwed up in the head at the time. Completely screwed up. I didn't know what I wanted. Anything that I did sort of seemed to screw someone over. I really hated that. So I decided, right, I'll bite the bullet. Got nothing to do here, so okay, right, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to Numskull. Me and Jamie sort of talk about Numskull from time to time. The fact of the matter is, with me, Jamie, and whatever ridiculous wretch we talk into joining our horrible music group, the whole Numskull thing's never really gone. We are always going to write silly, retarded, fast pop punk rock music, and if the time is right at some stage, we'll bring the whole thing back absolutely fine. But we've all got other things going on right now, so the time's not there quite yet. But hey, maybe we'll bring it back at some stage. I'm up for it, I know Jamie's up for it. So anything like that happens in the future, I wouldn't be all that surprised.
Three. You're an asshole.
Conflict! Superman.
Ramones?